Hi, everyone. I'm Kareech Thompson, Outreach Coordinator for the Treasurer's Office and our Unclaimed Property Division. Thank you for joining us online today for the 2026 Lost Money Treasure Hunt. We appreciate your help raising awareness about unclaimed property and reconnecting Utahns with their lost money. Today's webathon is all about encouraging people to search for unclaimed property that may belong to them, their family members, businesses, or charitable organizations in their communities. Every year, millions of dollars are waiting to be claimed, and our goal is to help get that money back to where it belongs. We're especially grateful to have Susan Speirs, CEO of the Utah Association of Certified Public Accountants, joining us today. The UACPA supports accounting professionals across Utah through advocacy, professional education, leadership development, networking, and community engagement. Susan brings extensive experience working with businesses on growth, taxation, budgeting, forecasting, and financial planning. She's also been instrumental in Utah's financial education and empowerment efforts. Thank you for being here and for helping educate Utahns about the importance of financial stewardship and unclaimed property, Susan. So, to start, will you tell us about the Utah Association of CPAs and the role your organization plays in supporting accounting professionals and businesses and individuals throughout Utah?
Sure, and thank you for having me. So, the Utah Association of Certified Public Accountants, or UACPA, is the membership organization for CPAs here in the state of Utah. And as you mentioned, we play a huge role in advocacy, not only for the professionals, but for the citizenry when it comes to fiscal and tax policy in the state of Utah. You've probably seen us up here on the Hill many times, looking at how policy is structured, impact it's going to have not only on the governmental entities, but also what does this do to my back pocket? You know, many of us as CPAs, we're known not only for filing taxes, but we're also conducting the audits and preparing financial statements. We know that Utahns right now are experiencing many financial and physical challenges, and we try to do our best to help drive them through those challenges and create a better physical world for themselves.
So, throughout your career as a CPA, you've helped people navigate financial challenges and opportunities. Why is it important for individuals, businesses, and nonprofits to regularly review their financial records and search for money that may have been overlooked, including unclaimed property?
You know, part of it is just understanding where you're at. I mean, we always talk about you need to check your credit report at least once a year to make sure that somebody hasn't scammed you or somebody isn't getting into your assets. You need to sit down with your financial advisors. And the same goes with checking for unclaimed property. It's surprising to me, not only in the state of Utah, if I remember, I think we have 178 million that was just put into your fund here that is money that belongs in the pockets of the citizenry. So it's important that you make it a habit as part of your annual physical checkup to go on and see, man, you know, do I have something that is mine that I haven't deposited or that's sitting outstanding? Or, you know, if we look from a business standpoint, checks that aren't cashed within a certain amount of time, businesses have to turn them over to the state. So if you all as citizens would look and make sure that there's no unclaimed property on your end, it keeps the business books a lot cleaner on their end.
From an accounting perspective, what are some of the most common reasons money or assets become unclaimed? And why do you think so many people are surprised to discover that they have property waiting for them?
You know, I think there are a couple things. Estates, you know, somebody passes away in your family and you're left some money that you may not even know about. I know that when I was in public practice, that was anytime that I worked with a client that, you know, lost a relative, or if you know, somebody that I was working with, it was always part of my due diligence to work with the client and the beneficiaries, the relatives say, hey, you need to go in and see if there's some unclaimed property here. Because sometimes not, the trail isn't always clear, or people move and we just don't know how to get a hold of them. And then, back to a minute ago, I said, even though we're in an online cash transfer society, cashless society, or digital money, people still cut checks. And you may have checks that are sitting out there that need to be cashed or that have since been turned in because you never cashed them. Those are yours. That's your money.
Here's their money, and we're trying to help them get it right. So,
Mhm.
how can CPAs help clients identify and recover unclaimed property as part of good financial stewardship and responsible asset management?
I think a suggestion for you all, I would make it a habit that as you prepare your annual income tax return every year, as part of your checklist or part of your list of things to go onto the mycash.utah.gov website, type in your name and see if there's anything hanging out there for you. And if there is, go through the process. It's pretty easy, actually. Go through the process to get that cash out of the state's coffers and into your own personal coffer.
Since you said it was easy, I would like to ask, what was your experience like working with the Utah Unclaimed Property Division, and why do you think it's important for nonprofit organizations specifically to regularly search for unclaimed property?
Well, my experience, it was easy. I mean, you fill out a form, um, depending upon how much money could be unclaimed for your organization. You're going to have to get it, have your form notarized. I mean, the state has due diligence. They want to make sure you get your money, but they also need to make sure that you are who you say you are. So they've got the process down. It's fairly easy. Nonprofit organizations, like has been indicated, I'm the CEO of the Utah Association of CPAs. We have a lot of stuff going back and forth, and a lot of monies that are being deposited or not. Again, I think it's just a good habit to get into at least annually to look and make sure that you don't have something hanging out that really belongs in your checking account.
And so, our final question is, what would you say to Utah residents, business owners, and nonprofit leaders who may not realize they could have unclaimed property waiting for them, or who may be skeptical that the program is legitimate, especially given that new money and property are reported to the state every year through mycash.utah.gov?
Again, go to the website. This is a secure website. The state does their due diligence in making sure that it's a secure. They vet the monies. So the information that you give them, they're going to vet the information that you provide on the form that they fill out with the information that they have, so that the money goes to the right place. They're not going to ask for anything that shouldn't be let out. They're going to vet you as they should. It's not hard. It took me less than 10 minutes to go through the process. So they've got it down.
Well, thank you again to Susan Speirs and the Utah Association of Certified Public Accountants for joining us today and for the important work you do to support financial excellence throughout Utah. As a reminder to everyone watching, to participate in today's webathon, visit mycash.utah.gov and search your name, your family members' names, friends, businesses, or charities you care about. Then tag 3 friends in the comments on any of our webathon posts for a chance to win one of 15 Amazon gift cards. We appreciate your help with our online treasure hunt.